Ladies and gentlemen, wake up and smell the coffee because the Seattle Seahawks are standing on the precipice of absolute greatness or a catastrophic missed opportunity. We are talking about a defense that strikes fear into the heart of the league, the dark side. But right now, the front office is playing a high-stakes game of chess with the future of this franchise. There are moves on the table involving a superstar pass rusher and a critical contract dispute that could change everything. You need to hear this. But first, we are grinding every single day to bring you the best coverage. Please hit that subscribe button right now and help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers so we can keep dominating together.
Let's get straight to the business at hand, because what I am hearing from sources around the league regarding the Seattle Seahawks secondary is frankly baffling. We are looking at the upcoming free agency market, and the word on the street is that our star safety, a key component of this defense, is being severely undervalued by the market at large. We know the Seahawks are currently navigating a tight salary cap situation following the financial implications of a post-Super Bowl roster construction. The front office is crunching the numbers, trying to balance the books, and looking at where they can save a dollar here and there. The analytics department is likely pointing to the devaluation of the safety position across the modern NFL, suggesting that you can find replacement-level production for a fraction of the cost. That is the cold, hard, objective reality of the business side of football that Adam Schefter would tell you about. But let me tell you what I think, because quite frankly, this line of thinking is absolutely ridiculous. We are talking about a playmaker. We are talking about a guy who brings the wood, who patrols the deep middle, and who allows this entire defensive scheme to function. You cannot put a price tag on chemistry. You cannot put a price tag on the fear a safety instills in a quarterback's eyes when he looks down the seam. To suggest that the Seattle Seahawks should pinch pennies on one of the pillars of their secondary is blasphemy. The disrespect being shown to the safety position is one thing, but to disrespect a player who fits the culture of the dark side defense so perfectly, that is a mistake that gets general managers fired. If Seattle thinks they can just plug and play some rookie or a bargain bin veteran into that spot and expect the same results, they are hallucinating. The cohesion of the secondary is the glue that holds the entire unit together. When you have a defense that is on the verge of being elite, you do not create holes in the back end just to save a few $1 million against the cap. You find the money elsewhere, you restructure contracts, you make it work. Because if you lose this man to the open market because you were too cheap to pay him what he is worth, you are signaling to the rest of the locker room that performance doesn't matter as much as the spreadsheet. And let me tell you, that is how you destroy a culture before it even fully blossoms. The Seahawks need to wake up and realize that the market might be wrong, but their eyes should tell them the truth. This player is essential, and letting him walk would be a catastrophic error in judgment that could set this defense back years. Do not let the market dictate your destiny. You dictate the market by taking care of your own.
Listen, if you want the truth that the mainstream media is too afraid to tell you about our Seahawks, you need to be part of this family. Don't just watch, join us. Subscribe right now and never miss a beat.
Now hold on to your seats, because if this next report comes to fruition, we are talking about a seismic shift in the balance of power in the National Football League. Sources and market analysts are buzzing with a proposal that suggests the Seattle Seahawks should pursue an aggressive, blockbuster trade for Las Vegas Raiders defensive end Max Crosby. Logistically, this would require a massive haul of draft capital. We are likely talking about a first-round pick, additional mid-round selections, and potentially a player to make the salaries match. The Raiders are in a rebuilding phase, and for the right price, almost anyone is available. From a transactional standpoint, this is the kind of all-in move that teams make when they believe they are one piece away from a Lombardi trophy. It is a high-risk, high-reward scenario that would severely impact the team's draft assets for the next 2 years. But let's look at the football reality here. Can you imagine Max Crosby on this defensive line? Are you kidding me? We are talking about a relentless motor, a man who plays every snap like his life depends on it, pairing up with the talent Seattle already possesses? You put Max Crosby on one edge and you let the rest of that dark side defense feast? That is not just a defense, that is a natural disaster for every offense in the NFC West. Brock Purdy? Matthew Stafford? Kyler Murray? They wouldn't be able to sleep at night. This is the kind of move that establishes a hegemony. This is how you tell the San Francisco 49ers that their time is up. You don't build a dynasty by playing it safe. You build it by acquiring elite game-wrecking talent. Max Crosby is a certified game wrecker.
He doesn't just get sacks, he destroys game plans. He forces holding penalties, he stops the run, and he brings an intensity that is infectious. If John Schneider pulls the trigger on this trade, he isn't just adding a player, he is adding an identity. He is telling the league that Seattle is coming for the throat. Yes, the cost is high. Yes, you lose draft picks, but draft picks are lottery tickets. Max Crosby is a winning ticket that you can cash in right now. The idea of establishing a durable hegemony in the NFL requires bold action. You cannot sit back and hope a rookie develops into Crosby. You go out and get the real thing while he is in his prime. This trade would instantly make Seattle the favorite to have the #1 defense in the league, bar none. It sends a message to the fans, the players, and the rivals that the Seahawks are not interested in second place. They are interested in total domination. Make the call, Seattle. Bring the Condor to the Pacific Northwest and let the chaos begin.
If you thought the trade rumors were intense, look at what the experts are predicting for the upcoming NFL draft, because it signals a philosophy that is absolutely terrifying for our opponents. Despite already possessing one of the most feared defensive units in the league, the latest mock drafts are almost unanimous. The Seattle Seahawks are expected to use their premium draft capital to reinforce the dark side defense even further. We are seeing projections for top-tier defensive tackles, versatile linebackers, and edge rushers being linked to Seattle. The logic from a roster construction standpoint is sound. You draft for the future, you build depth, and you ensure that your strength remains your strength. It is the classic best player available strategy, mixed with a desire to insulate the team against injuries. However, looking at this deeper, this is about more than just depth. This is psychological warfare. This is Mike McDonald looking at the rest of the league and saying, "We are going to suffocate you." When you have a top 5 defense and you use your first-round pick to add another monster to that unit, you are not trying to win games. You are trying to end them. You are trying to create a dynasty like the Legion of Boom, but even more versatile and more aggressive. Some people might argue that the offense needs help, that we need offensive line support, and those are valid points. But let me tell you something. Defense wins championships. That is the oldest rule in the book because it is true. If you can rotate fresh elite pass rushers in the fourth quarter while the opposing offensive line is gasping for air, you win. If you have a secondary so deep that an injury to a starter doesn't result in a drop-off, you win. Focusing on the defense in this draft proves that Seattle is committed to an identity. They want to be the team that nobody wants to play in January. They want to be the team that leaves opponents bruised and battered. By doubling down on the dark side, they are creating a margin for error for the offense. If the offense struggles, the defense holds the line. If the offense turns it over, the defense gets it back. This is how you build a sustainable winning culture. You don't dabble in defense, you immerse yourself in it. You make it your calling card. So, if the draft card comes in and it's another defensive stud, do not complain. Celebrate the fact that Seattle is building a fortress that no one is going to be able to breach. This is the blueprint for a dynasty, and sticking to it requires discipline, vision, and the guts to ignore the noise and draft the players who will knock people out.
This is the moment of truth for the Seattle Seahawks. We are not looking for a one-hit wonder. We are looking for a dynasty that will rule this league for the next decade. The potential addition of Max Crosby, the retention of our secondary stars, and a draft class focused on total domination sends one clear message to the rest of the NFL. Be afraid. But I need to know what you think. Is trading the farm for Crosby the right move, or should we focus on keeping our own guys paid? Drop your comments below. Let's get into it. And do not forget to like and subscribe because we are just getting started. Go Hawks!